LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I
filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
You're listening to Achtung, Millwall, broadcasting from the beautiful South Birmingham. Accept no substitute.
Hello, good evening and welcome, dear listeners. Welcome to the Den. My name is Nick Hart. You join us midweek under the floodlights for the visit tonight of Birmingham City. It's not quite a must-win game, but it certainly has the weight of feeling like we need a big 3 points tonight following that disappointment against Portsmouth last Saturday. Your Lions tonight have a slightly, dare I say, hodgepodge kind of quality. I'm going to go with hodgepodge. Patterson's continues in goal. Patterson in goal, back line tonight. We have Ryan Leonard in the right back position. The centre-backs, Tristan Kramer moves inside, Jake Cooper and Zach Sturz comes in for the rather sluggish-looking Arrivederci on the left side. In front of them, Casper Denor, Billy Mitchell. The attacking three, I believe. I'd wondered whether it was a 4-4-2, but I'm going to go with a 4-2-3-1 on the advice of Doug in Sweden. The attacking three, Femi Aziz, Camille Negley, Macaulay Langstaff starts tonight. Guessing on that kind of buzzing around left-sided side, and three of the backdoor trots is Josh Coburn up front. On the bench, we've got Max Crocombe, Danny McNamara, Tierno Ballo, Mihailo Ivanovic, Alfie Doughty's on the bench. Tommy Watson dropped to the bench. Jake Kundle, Derek Mazu-Sacco, and oddly Barry Bannon, who doesn't start. I thought he might start this evening, listeners. Is there a crisis of confidence with you, dear listeners? Are you having a crisis of confidence? Certainly have been some on the internet where people have almost started to analyse the season in terms of a relegation dogfight. We are still coming into tonight's game sitting in 4th position following last night's results, or 5th position, excuse me, after last night's results. But a win tonight will take us back to 3rd. Crowd in fire and voice. It is by no means a sellout tonight. Plenty of blue seats knocking around, but I don't mind that. I prefer it. I have space around me. I have the freedom to breathe. John Kelly, writing for the News at Den, describes Saturday's game as a comedy of errors, going all Shakespearean, as though in a comedy of errors people don't recognise each other. There's mishaps and comic, elements to it, and John Kelly's gone all Shakespearean on us in full literary mode. A team of hapless doppelgangers, he describes us as Saturday. So tonight is a big game. Birmingham come into the fixture on the back of 5 unbeaten games, so certainly a form side. They're wearing all red tonight, Lions of course in their dark blue and white. It's going to be Birmingham to kick us off, attacking the cold blow as per the teachings and wisdom of the Venerable Bede, writing at Jarrow Monastery, knocking out his old Anglo-Saxon chronicle. Ye Mill shall attack if ye away end in the first half, he wrote. And that's how it is tonight. Birmingham get us underway, dear listeners. Birdshite corner tonight for me, dear listeners. No cushion seats for me in block 1. But it's a lot more authentic, the authentic Mill experience up here. People filing in late. Well, block 1 was empty, it's now filling up rapido, dear listeners. Feral youth in front of us, listeners. Dressed in hip-hop street style, about 8 of them. Are vaping as well. Casper getting pushed off the ball there. This is a 24, breaking forwards. We're on 3 minutes. These lot are going to irritate me in front of me, listeners. I'm getting to that age now where I get irritated by feral youth. Ball down the wing. This is Macaulay Langstaff on the break forwards. Can he get across him? Clips at the last moment. It's going to go for a throw-in. Down by the left side corner flag. Zach Sturz to take. One's got his baseball cap on, still with the authentic NFL vouching sticker on the brim. Is that street style, listeners? You've got to tell me. What do I know of street style? Zach Sturge with a long throw-in. In it comes. Breaks to the edge of the pen. It's gone backwards from... This is Billy from the Casper there. Billy to Sturge. Sturge muscled off the ball, unfortunately. Does well, corner. Does really well to recover that position. 4 minutes in, got it was 5 minutes. Nice work, Zach Sturge. I find I get quite territorial over my Block 1 listeners, and you know who the regulars here, you know who they are, and when groups of feral youth come in, you get a bit itchy and scratchy. Towards Zach Sturge, you can't quite make it though. Ball evades the right side defender and then hits Femi on the back. There was a moment I thought he might be through there, listeners. We're on 10 minutes. It was an energetic start for opening 10 minutes. Back to the goalkeeper on the goal line. Blimey, O'Reilly. He plays his way out with iced water in his veins. Early signs of industry from the Lions so far, listeners. We're looking to press high on Birmingham and false errors. Beautiful flick header on from Coburn. This is Aziz. First time ball into the middle. This is now Negley on the left side. Just over the head. It's into the mix. Coburn header over from close. Best chance of the game so far. And running backwards, got a header onto that nice looking little cross from Camille Negley, headed over the bar though, listeners. It's gone past 15 minutes, 16 looming. Ticking towards the halfway point of the first half. It's been in industry and energy from Millwall without any real clear cut chance. I suppose that opportunity for Coburn a few minutes ago, the header, been the highlight of the opening quarter, but so far so good, Millwall. Coburn gives us a target to aim at. I'm not sure Saturday that's Ivanovic's forte, dear listeners. Ball down the wing. This is Camille Negley on the left side, chasing it in. Ball back across goal, behind everybody, unfortunately. Just wanted a touch from somebody. Good work on the left side there, on the right side. This is Aziz. Langstaff and Coburn in front of goal. Couldn't get the final touch on it, listeners. Lions knocking at the door, 22 minutes. Ball through, this is the chance now for Birmingham, the man free on the goal. Great save, Patterson, there's an answer for you. Real opportunity for Birmingham there on the left side, shot low and hard, on goal, Patterson was down for it. Right sided corner, a little flurry of action, both ends there, wow. So right side corner, 23 minutes. Applause is for Tommy Watson warming up down on the left corner flag. In comes the ball, it's head away. Hey, on the volley. Point after touchdown, listeners. In comes a throw, right side. Ball headed on. There's Langstaff, can't quite get a touch. He's been held there. Headed back from Kramer. This is Aziz. What can he do? Shot and goal! 1-0 Millwall! I thought the goalkeeper touched it away. Femi Aziz blasting the top right corner. 1-0 Millwall. Femi! Beautiful goal. Beautiful header back from Tristan Kramer. Served up Femi Aziz, who blasted in there. I thought the goalkeeper got enough of a touch to put it over the bar, but no, nay, thrice nay, to go Shakespearean on you, listeners. 25 minutes. Ball on the break. This is Femi Aziz on the right side now. Taking on the 32. Ball into the middle. Headed away at the last there, listeners. Confidence flowing back through the veins of the Millwall side after that little bit of a blip on Saturday, listeners. We're certainly looking much more like the Millwall of old so far. With caveat. These are getting my tits badly, listeners. A little bit of a conscious over there. My attention was diverted by the feral posse in front of me, listeners. I missed that there was a free kick going on over on the left side, so Big lesson is pay attention to the game unless these Wallies in front of me. Nice play, Billy Mitchell, keeping possession, takes it all the way back to Anthony Patterson in goal. We're on 13 minutes, Lions leading at 1-0. Beautiful take there by Josh Coburn. Langstaff gets clipped. That should be a yellow card. Nice knock back. He's working well with Coburn. Macaulay, I think. Central free kick, 32 yards. Aziz is standing over it. Will he have a go from there, listeners? That's the question I'm posing you. Looks like he wants to have a go. It's gone past 30 minutes, 31. Femi to take, here we go. Oh, he's at the post! 1-0, 2-0, Kramer! Slots in from close! What a shot! Fucking hell! Femi Aziz free kick against the post. Kramer slots in from close range. 2-0 Millwall. What a goal! Wow! That was a power free kick. Fucking hell! We'll see it again on the screen. Struck with venom, it's the post. Falls nice in the path for Tristan Kramer, who slots it in from close, listeners. Beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. Long throw then from the right side, in it comes towards Cooper. It's bouncing around. How's for a penalty, not given. Didn't see what the incident was there. Stadium ablaze in indignation. Referee's not giving it. I can't tell you, listeners, didn't see enough of that incident. It's gone for a right-sided throw, and no Femi with the ball. Please don't look the full ticket to me, do you? It's like some kind of special needs youth club that's been sent to Millwall. Why have they sent them here, listeners? Sturge gets clipped in today. I'm going to go back to the football. This is a free kick, left side free kick, halfway inside the Birmingham half. What are we on? 44 minutes. It's a man and a half for Femi Aziz to take it. Here we go. Lofted in. Deep. Headed away to Billy. We're on 45 minutes now. There will be time added. Ryan Leonard forces a throw in. This is 2 minutes. Left side corner in. This will finish the half. If we can keep it out, and it comes. Up and away. There it is. Terrific half of football. Lions lead it 2-0. Goal from Femi Aziz, and then a blistering shot. Hit the post and put in by Tristan Kramer for 2-0. At the break, Millwall 2, Birmingham 0.
Achtung, Millwall.
Well, welcome back, dear listeners. We've worked out that the feral youth are French, which I think explains a lot. Lions leading 2-0 after that tremendous first half. Man of the match so far, Femi Aziz, by a country mile, but the whole side have performed, the diametric opposite of what we saw versus Portsmouth on Saturday. 45 minutes to go. What will be a very valuable win indeed. It should take us back to third position. It'll be Lions to kick us off in the second half, attacking the Coldblow Lane end, as per the teachings of the old Venerable Bede. I bet these haven't heard of the Venerable Bede in front of me, listeners. Away we go. Ball lumped forwards, there's Coburn. We're 2 minutes into the half and he draws a free kick. Revelations, listeners. Coburn's been given a free kick for being bumped from behind there as the ball was pushed forwards towards him. I'll make it 48 minutes, 3 minutes into the second half. Femi Aziz to take it. The man of the match so far for me. Just right of centre, halfway inside the Birmingham half. Floats it forwards. Oh, it's pushed back. Jake Cooper 3-0! Nodded back, beautiful little touch in. Jake Cooper! I'll make that 49 minutes on the clock, listeners. I think that was Kramer with a head back. Little touch back from Tristan Kramer. Slid in by Jake Cooper. Let's have a look. thought the ball was going out of play. It's actually touched back nicely by, I think it was Kramer, can't see. Slotted in simply enough by Jake Cooper. 3-0. Sounds like the away end is emptying. Cheerio song. Oh, it was an aimless ball from Ryan Leonard into space. It's picked up by the 24. Dangerous position, right-sided cross in from blocked by Zach Sturge on the right side of the Mill penalty area there. Oh, Casper gets clipped there. Nothing. Referee gives a free kick. He does give it. It's a yet second yellow for that cynical foul on Casper Denoise. He nipped it past his man. That takes Birmingham down to 10 men. Night's getting better and better, listeners. Free kick Millwall then. Birmingham down to 10 men. Les Français are jumping about with joy. I'm not sure they fully understand what they're jumping about for joy about, but they are. Ryan Leonard then takes it short. Zach Sturge from the centre circle. Floats it forward. There's a header from Jake Cooper. Femi's tormented them all evening, listeners. He's tormenting them now. That's a cross that's tormented me, though, listeners, straight into a goal kick. Sturge penalised. I did see a report on the news at Den, dear listeners, that Tristan Kramer needs one more yellow to get a 2-game ban, and that runs up until a kind of a wiping board idea. What's the word? I'm sorry, for clearance of all the yellow cards on game 37. So he's got a few games to get through without drawing a yellow. But Barry Bannon, I think, is also, thanks to his Sheffield Wednesday days, not far behind him. Anyway, free kick for Birmingham, right side. Won't dwell on that. There's Barry Bannon getting a nice bit of applause. Free kick taken quickly, gone for a goal kick. Ball lumps into the Millwall penalty. Jake Cooper's cleaning up. He's got a lot less attention now. Ball played forward into space by Ryan Leonard. There's Camille Negling, to his credit, chasing that one down. And Macaulay Langstaff, to his credit, chasing that in. The goalkeeper cleared it at the last there. Wow. That's what you call effort. Aziz can't backheel it past his man. A little bit flamboyant. He gets clipped there. That's going to be a free yellow card for Femi Aziz. 59 minutes. Substitution. This is Ivanovic coming in for Josh Coburn, back after that illness. Done magnificently well tonight for me. He's really made the target man role his own. And now with 10-man Birmingham, in comes Ivanovic, and hopefully he'll get some space to show us what he can do, because he can do it, listeners. He's not a target man like Coburn is. But well done, Josh Coburn. Half an hour to go, 60 minutes. So irritating, listeners. Oh, my giddy aunt. That's going to go for a goal kick. 62 minutes. They've resorted to Free Stooge style poking each other. And coming towards the halfway point of the second half, listeners. We're on 66 minutes. There's a opportune moment of Birmingham player flattened. They're down to 10 men, 3 goals down. Totally root steamroller tonight by the Lions, who've looked unstoppable. Man of the match, Femi Aziz. Early to be calling it, but I can't think of anyone else that's going to come close in terms of impact. Much needed 3 points at the moment with 1/4 of the game to go. Ball into space. This is Ivanovic chasing on the right flank now, listeners. Can he take his man on? There's a little ball inside. It was just behind Langstaff, who does well to get on the end of it. Millwall trying to chase the ball in. That's going to go for I've got a throw in. There's a moment of danger there with Ivanovic on the run forwards on the right. I've got to say, listeners, these French youths are such pricks. Fucking hell. Oh Oh dear, am I getting old? Am I getting old? You can tell me, listeners. You'd be honest with me, won't you? They're all about, I don't know what age, 15, 16, and they're all kind of prodding and poking each other like the Three Stooges used to. Oh, there's loads of them. Hardly paying any attention to the game. This is the danger, I suppose, of selling tickets. I might have to take this up with Max McClellan. Selling tickets to non-Millwall fans. I'm moaning old git, aren't I? Double substitution, dear listeners. We're coming towards 16 minutes to go, 74 minutes. Danny Max coming in for Ryan Leonard. Looks like Cundall's coming in. Three for 14, so this is Alfie Doughty coming in for Zach Sturge. Tommy Watson, excuse me, coming in for Femi Aziz, my man of the match, Femi Aziz. Oh, beautiful take and touch by Ivanovic. This is Negley on the break, on the right. Inside is Watson. Back across goal, just behind Negley. There's a moment there. Doughty's penalised. It's Bannon time. Billy's coming out. Barry Bannon's coming in for the final 10 minutes. Good round of applause, Billy. Great effort all round. We're coming towards the 90-minute mark. I'm not sure how much added time there'll be, listeners, but to summarise the game, it's been an absolute blistering performance by the Lions. 3 goals and a sending off, and since the second yellow for that, the red card offence, the game has gone into something of a lull. In truth, Millwall have not had to press the gas pedal to the floor, but certainly on the balance of the opening half, and then up until the third goal, really, we were looking unstoppable. Since then, it's been rather drifty, I suppose. But with 3 goals and 3 points in the bank, who's complaining? Certainly Birmingham have showed no menace at all tonight. There's a ball through. This is Tristan Kramer. Will he get his... Oh, blasted over as he ran through. 6 minutes added time. That was a big chance to make it 4. A waste, in truth. He will regard that as a waste. But man of the match inside the stadium, Tristan Kramer. I would personally go with Femi Aziz. But honestly, great performances from front to back, really. You can pick out the midfield, Billy Mitchell, Casper Denor, Camille Negley. Great performance tonight. So take your pick, really, of men of the match. Personal choice, Femi Aziz. There it is, full time finishes. Millwall 3, Birmingham 0. Magnificent win by the Lions. 3 massive points to set our season back on the right track again. My man of the match, as I've said, Femi Aziz. Goals from Aziz, Kramer, and then Jake Cooper to see off a very average-looking Brum side. So there it is. We should be back after these matches. Have a little listen to a touch of the quo, dear listeners. And au revoir, the French mob. Here we go.
Achtung, Millwall.
Well, welcome back, dear listeners, after some night indeed at the Den. 3-0. It finished over Birmingham, 10-man Birmingham. I don't really tell the whole story of the absolute steamrolling of, as Alex Neil put it in his post-match interview, one of the best teams that he's seen in the division. Joining me to review last night's proceedings is Michael Avery, show regular. How you doing, Michael?
Very well, mate. Very well. I mean, we've had the yin and the yang from Portsmouth last Saturday and then Birmingham today.
Haven't we just?
Yesterday,
talk about
correction.
From the sublime to the ridiculous, or we haven't put the ridiculous to the sublime, maybe. It was a total opposite to what we saw against Pompey. Energy, industry, everything that was missing on Saturday. It's quite incredible how football can change so quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you know what? It's a really silly one because where we're doing in the table, I was talking to an Arsenal fan at work earlier on, and Millwall fans of a certain vintage, there's still a little bit that kind of pinch yourself because you can't believe we're third in the table. But
I'm bruised all over, pinching myself, I tell you.
I'll be honest with you, Nick. And sometimes when you see the league table on telly, and even the TV producers and the presenters sound like they're going, "Really, Millwall third?" But we looked the real deal yesterday. we look the real deal, and we look like we are consistent, and we're going to make it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, my eye was struck initially with the starting 11. Obviously, after Saturday, I expected changes, but last night's starting 11, including Zach Sturge, unfortunate loss of Caleb Taylor, bringing Tristan into the middle. And then up front, Macaulay Langstaff making a start. No Barry Bannon, so and Coburn's return after illness. So I felt it was a bit not hodgepodgey, but I don't know. I was wondering about that starting 11, but they more than answered any doubts that we had. I mean, I want to start off, if I may, with Josh Coburn up front. What a difference he's made with his return, Michael. A true target man. And the outlet we missed on Saturday very much.
Yeah, that 5-yard miss against Charlton's now a thing of the past, isn't it?
We don't talk about that.
No, we don't talk about it. But I think Coburn's been brilliant since he's been back. I think his link-up play with Langstaff's been good. Like they're working well together. And yeah, I mean, we obviously a little while back we were being a bit hit with injuries. You know, Imaku was playing a lot more than he should have done, really, because of the
forgotten man now,
injuries.
Imaku.
Yeah, forgotten man he was. But ultimately, I think like I say, we're looking good. We're clicking. Everything's clicking. Players are coming back from injury, and you know, this is. To me as well, I was thinking about this morning. You know, look at Kramer. He scored again. Well, I say he scored. He scored another.
He had a hand in all the goals, pretty much, one way or the other.
Another man of the match performance, and you know, shout out to the recruitment team. I think to some degree as well, because you know these aren't glamour names. These aren't like massive. Apart from Bannon, who really. His only real claim is he keeps crying every time anyone mentions Sheffield Wednesday. You know, these are a team. No offense, Barry, but these are a team where you know when we signed them, everyone was like, "Who is this Kramer? Who is this Negley? Who is this player here? Who is this player there?" And they're third in the division.
And rightfully so. You mentioned another name I wanted to throw in. You mentioned Josh Coburn, listeners. Camille Negley, brilliant game last night. He was covering Akers, and Akers a grand. Someone on I think it might have been Venom MFC made a great tweet, which I have to repeat. That 70% of the Earth's surface is water, dear listeners, and the other 30% is covered by Camille Negley. I thought that was a great quote, and that really summed up his performance last night.
Yeah, and think as well, you know, he's had his critics over the start of this season, and you know when he came back in, and he even said a little while ago, didn't he? In a I don't know if anyone's seen it on the BBC Sport website. There was a comment after a game when we won, and he said, you know, I'm playing in a position where it's not natural to me, but I'm being asked to do what I can for the sake of the team. And you think, you know, in today's world of modern footballers, where you know they don't even like have the old juniors cleaning their boots anymore because they get a new pair every week. He sounds like that industrial type player. Who wants to put in a shift for the side, but they all are. Like I said it again this morning, like tongue in cheek. You know, finally Langstaff's living off that goal that he or showing promise from that goal he scored against Leyton Orient in the League Cup last year. But he's putting in a real workman performance over the last few months, and this is a player who. Every transfer window, it's time he moves on. It's time he
unload
moves.
him, move him on,
get him out of here. He's now worthy of his starting place when he has it.
He's worthy of it for his work rate, his industry, and the fact he seems to link in well with others around him. And it is a team game. I think it was Danny Baker saying we don't have a strike force, digging out Josh Coburn. But I think that it's whoever scores the goals, and last night it was Femi Aziz, who for me was man of the match, and Tristan Kramer lying deep in defence. And however they come, Michael, it don't really matter because the goals count the same whether it's come from back line, middle line, or forward line, and they're all doing their job. It's a team effort. I think Alex Neil made that point repeatedly.
Yeah, and also as well, I think it shows where we've evolved under Alex Neil, and you know, I'm using that term not just to be sort of like get carried away, but this team have evolved. Millwall Birmingham midweek over the years was always those drab 1-1s or 0-0s.
Or the smash and grab that one of their podcasters was predicting in the week. A 1-0 win for them, But we've seen it too many times, haven't we?
And I think the real for me, I think the real difference this year. I mean, Portsmouth is going to kind of argue my point before I've even made it. But the majority of the banana skins we're now not slipping on. There's still one or two we slip on, granted, like I say Portsmouth, but Birmingham, a couple of years ago we would have lost that. Wrexham, like at their ground a couple of years ago, probably would have only got a draw there. We are
Yeah,
getting them,
yeah.
and we're getting results, but we're grinding out results when we need to. But we're also demolishing sides, and let's not forget Birmingham, the mega spenders of League One, won the title
Yeah.
by a canter. They were well fancied above us to go up.
They were unbeaten. I thought it was 5 on the BBC's table. They had 5 unbeaten. I think it was about 8 or 9 games unbeaten in the division, Michael. I liked Alex Neil's quote, and I make him right that on our day, when we're on it, that's the caveat, listeners, when we're up for it and on our game, we're a match for anyone at this level. And I make him right. It's when we're less than on it, that's where we struggle. And we have struggled recently, coming to the culmination against Pompey, but we've had some poorish performances a couple of weeks beforehand. But he was looking for a reaction. That's all the manager can ask, Michael. Get a reaction for a bad performance. And you know, he certainly got it last night, Alex Neil, didn't he?
I think what you're saying there, the quote there, sums up Championship football.
Yeah.
When you're not on your day, you can beat anyone. But I mean, looking at the tables, you said about the BBC with the graphs and all that kind of thing. The thing that's the thing that I've noticed is I know, okay, obviously we've played a couple of games more than everyone else, but I'm happy we've got the points. As you know, someone said to me at work again earlier on, like I said, they were like, "Oh well, you know, a few of them have got a couple of games in hand on you." I'm like, "Yeah, but they've got to win those games in hand." We're starting to pull away from that 5th and 6th place.
9-point gap now to the 7th position, which is where you don't want to be at all. 9 points gap between Millwall 59 points, Southampton now in 7th on 50. So any variation of playoff position, I'll take, given our recent years of missing out. So that's some cushion going into the last 12, Michael.
Yeah.
9 points is a big margin.
Are you dreaming?
Yeah, it's giddy stuff. And another quote, actually, I'm picking up. This is on the BBC website, listeners. Alex Neil's post match. He says that he felt after the last game, Portsmouth, that we were getting a bit too ahead of ourselves, not just internally within the squad, but also externally, meaning probably the likes of myself and other podcasters starting talking about the giddy top 2, which is still not totally out of the question after the recent round of results. It's clearly it's going to be a feat of of faith to get there, but it's not impossible. One game at a time is the football cliche. It's probably the best way to try and look at it. But we're supporters. We're starved of success. We're going to get a bit overexcited, Michael, aren't we?
I think with it,
we pay the money for that.
I think there's you've got. I understand what Alex Neil's saying, but I think you've also got to kind of have a bit of a middle ground in the sense that maybe yes, take it one game at a time, and you don't get too carried away because you don't want to disappoint yourself. But for me, I'd sort of query that with let's just stay above 6th. I know it sounds really stupid. Don't worry about the top 2 yet, because if we keep doing enough to stay in that top 6, mathematically the results will keep pulling us towards that top 2. They've slipped up a few times. They're not they're not uncatchable. But
we've got to keep the pressure on. That's all we can do.
Yeah, exactly that. So that's what I say. I can understand, Alex, what you're saying. Take it one game at a time, but I think you're doing yourself a little bit of a disservice here, because if taking it one game at a time and finishing 6th in the playoffs not ideal, because you're your second leg's away. So you do want to be aiming for that 3rd and 4th. But like I say, if you aim for that 3rd and 4th and target on that, you might slip into 2nd.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's some big fixtures to come. We're off to Preston on Saturday, so that's another big game. They're in 9th position. They'll be looking to chase down the top 6 themselves. But on the form that we showed last night, we've swung from one extreme to the other, Michael. I mean, there was a lot of despair and wailing and gnashing of teeth after the Pompey.
Portsmouth was terrible. Portsmouth was a terrible game, I think.
But now we've swung to the opposite extreme. Everyone's abuzz. You look across Twitter on X. And it's a great place, a great time to be a Millwall fan again. I wanted to mention a couple of other players. So we talk about the goals. Patterson in goal made a crucial save. In fact, it was from a break forwards after Coburn had gone very close down the other end, but they broke forwards.
Yeah.
I think it was Jay on the 1885 podcast Twitter praised Jake Cooper's positioning to narrow down the angles, cover. Also, the shot that we got, and Patterson was equal to it, but that was a close run thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he's done well since he's come in. I mean, some of the saves. I mean, some people questioned him with Portsmouth's goals, but I think he's done okay. He seems a real steady presence, in my opinion, especially last night as well.
He answered a few questions last night, I thought.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, he's done well. I think Cooper had a better game than he did against Portsmouth. You know, he was obviously at fault for Portsmouth's goal, and he got a goal last night himself. Yeah, like I say, I think as a whole, there's not anyone you can pick out as
no,
not
there were
playing
no
particularly
weakness.
well. Like playing particularly well. There was a lot of fanfare with Barry Bannon. He's still on the bench at the moment. Ryan Leonard, who 2 years ago was our Player of the Year and still a fantastic footballer, can't get in the side. McNamara,
No.
okay,
Yeah.
he has question marks. I forgot he was even around with respect to him, and he's come off the bench. So we're in a solid position.
Well, we're bringing in players like Danny Mack, who could be a starter, in different circumstances, but he's coming off the bench on a very ad lib basis, ad hoc basis, and so's Ryan Leonard. So these are good times to be a Millwall fan. First goal, I want to mention the volley from Femi Aziz. We can't leave the post match analysis without mentioning Femi Aziz and Tristan Kramer. But that volley from a knockback from the man himself, Tristan Kramer, but it was put away with venom.
Yes.
I thought the angle where I was sitting at, I thought the goalkeeper had got enough of a touch on it to send it just over the bar, but no, it went into the top right-hand corner, and that was a magnificent way to open the account last night.
Yeah.
We'd had chances, but the more chances you're not taking, the more it starts to lie heavy on your shoulders. But that was a brilliant goal.
Yeah, took it really well. A great finish. And it is one of those you sort of go onto the edge of your seat, don't you? And you do, like, as soon as it left his boot, it's in it, really.
Yeah.
And
he's big time. He's a big time player, Femi.
He is a big time player, and the thing is as well is that he scored some fantastic goals this season as well. So it's becoming a little bit standard now when he scores goals like that, isn't it? You know what I mean?
What do they say in America? He's prime time. He is prime time.
He is prime.
And there was a moment he came over to take a corner and he got an applause. He loves the applause. You want to see ego in your talented players, because that's where they're going to produce these spectacular moments. And he came over and grinned at the crowd, clapped them because he was getting applause. And I thought, yes, you are. You're at that level where you can go further and higher. Yeah. Hopefully with us.
Well, it adds another 0 on, doesn't it?
Achtung, Millwall.
Brilliant start, and then obviously the second goal was that rocket of a free kick. I mean, the power on that. That was a hell of a volley for that opening goal there, Michael. I mean, I must admit, in real time, sitting high up in Block 1, Birdshit Corner, listeners, I thought the goalkeeper got enough of a tip on it to push it over the bar, but it actually flew into the top left-hand corner, wasn't it? A beautiful strike.
Yeah, fantastic, Ever. And I think the thing with Aziz, we've been talking about it before, and I've heard your commentary on him as well. I think we forget sort of how difficult the things he's doing are, and how easy he makes it look. You sort of say, like, you leave strike zone 99 out of 100 times. Someone would score that, but I tell you what, that you give 99 other players that chance, professional footballers, they wouldn't hit that anywhere near as sweet, and they wouldn't hit anywhere near as good into that top corner, and that was a great effort. And it's amazing how one goal just can completely take the wind out of the sails of the opposition. I don't think Birmingham
crumpled. They seem to physically crumple their goal.
Yeah, I don't think they was really particularly in the game massively before that anyway. But even then, it just fell apart from. But again, I wouldn't say anything to do with yesterday's result was mainly because of that goal and them crumbling because of it. I think it was we were just, as I've said repeatedly, we were just that good. We were, steamrolled them, and it's like watching sort of professional boxing, if you will. Like, sometimes you'll see they'll be sort of jockeying for position. There'll be a good jab that rocks them, and then they go in for the kill. That's what that goal was yesterday. He's hit him, like, if you use the boxing analogy again, he's hit him, rocked him, and we just absolutely ripped him apart for the rest of the game.
Absolutely brilliant start, and then compounded by an absolute rocket of a free kick. Macaulay Langstaff got clipped, and we drew a central free kick. I thought it was about 30 yards out, something like that. But absolutely hit with venom and power by Femi Aziz, man of the moment. And it deserved to go in its own, on its own merits, but it fell very kindly off the post to Tristan Kramer, who slotted it away like a striker. Yeah,
he took it really nicely, didn't he? And again, if you watch it again on the replay, it was all in quick time. or real time, it looks like it's come back out and he's hit it in. But if you watch it again, he's really had to do a bit of work to make sure
It's
that
not
goes in.
wasn't easy. Yeah.
That's not just fell to him. And again, going back to what I said earlier on, when we talk about like the players like the Negleys and other players who we've signed, who are a little bit unknown.
Yeah.
We don't overly like to hype up the second tier podcast. I mean, I don't have anything personal about them. I remember I was on their show a few years ago. I think you
We
remember
hate
that quite
everyone
well.
equally.
Yeah,
We're
when
Millwall.
they tried to pull the rug out from underneath me a little bit, but these are people who notoriously don't seem to like Millwall very much, and are very much
No.
praising the hypes of other teams and other players and other unknowns. But even they've mentioned he for them is arguably the defender of the season or one of the defenders of the season. You see, team of the week, Kramer's always in it, and
Yeah.
I think he's
Yeah.
been brilliant. And you know what? I'll hold my hands up, dear listener. I've got down and done an awful lot this year, but last night I wasn't able to get there. But on the commentary, they said, we heard it on the channel, look, Kramer got man of the match. And then the commentators were like, oh, that's a bit of a surprise. Kramer got man of the match. I'm like, one, you clearly don't know Millwall supporters who actually value goalkeeping and defending and hard work and effort. And two, how can you not give him man of the match? Is it because he's not flair enough for you Sky cameras or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I will be honest. I'm swayed by flair, dear listeners, and I'm swayed by glitz and glitter. So I would have gone with Femi Aziz, but I wasn't going to fight anyone that chose Tristan Kramer.
Well, I was going to say,
for the overall contribution.
Yeah, since you've been in the 1885, Nick, you've changed.
Well, my head has been turned.
Do you know the bit that got me, just quickly going off pod slightly, the bit that got me on the last show when you was like describing your food? It was like an audio master chef when you was describing your experience.
It's a new direction I'm going to take the pod in. Last night's experience was a total contrast back in Birdshit Corner with a motley posse, Michael, of French, I don't know what they were, students, a youth club, feral youth in front of us. And that was the opposite extreme. We've gone from the glitz and glitter of the 1885 club to sitting with a bunch of street ferals in front of us, and paying no attention to the game.
Yeah, you holding that champagne in your photo you put online was very reminiscent of something from like Love Island. I thought, what has happened to this man since since the 1885? He's holding champagne.
Well, listen, I can adjust. I caught up with Merv after the game yesterday in the Surrey Dock Spoons. I'm multi-layered.
You've got to slum it up sometimes, Nick, yes.
Oh dear. Yeah. I mean, the third goal. Let's touch on the third goal again. Man of the match, Tristan Kramer. His persistence with that beautiful little nod back as it was just about to go out, I think, for a corner. But he pursued the ball and nodded it back into the path of Jake Cooper, who slotted away again with aplomb. I mean, it's easy chance on one level, but you still got to do it, and he did it. Nicely taken finish, 3-0 with a penalty shout in the middle of it all, which I didn't really get a sight of, if I'm going to be honest. How did it look on screen, that penalty shout, Michael, for you? Langstaff, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, and again, it's another one of those where I've kind of got a foot in both camps when it comes to VAR. In is it good or is it not? Because ultimately, the Newcastle Aston Villa game in the cup recently showed why you need VAR, because there were so many high level mistakes that came in that game that a camera would have sorted out. And like yesterday, watching it back on the replay, yes, there was a shirt tug or a pull on Langstaff, and there was the appeal for the penalty there, which again, the reason I say VAR is because again in real time, 2-3-0 up, what Millwall were at the time, and utterly dominant against 10 men. There is a bit where you have to play to the laws of the game. And like, as someone who's reffed before and over years, there are some times where as you put the whistle to your mouth, I'm going to make myself unpopular here, but I have to follow what the laws say, and I get it.
Yeah.
But I think that decision not being given last night did reek a little bit of Millwall ain't going to lose this game. I can't keep giving them goals. They've already got 2 or 3. There's already been a man sent off. But then again, if VAR was there, it probably would have been given. But again, you can't really sniff at a 3-0 home midweek win against a team who are mega loaded and fucking stand them from those early 2000s.
Um,
Excuse my French.
Well,
'Cause
that's right. They've haunted Millwall. I mean, I keep going on lately about my first ever season in '72, and Birmingham pipped us to the promotion that season. So they've haunted Millwall for a long while. So it was quite nice to put them to the sword last night, metaphorically speaking, at least. Yeah, I mean, the penalty, I haven't seen enough of it, so I won't really comment. But another goal would have been handy on the old goal difference, because we are third in the table now, Michael. 59 points, 9 points clear of Southampton in that seventh position. So it was a really, solid win last night. We're going to go to Preston Saturday. I think anything less than playoffs now will be a massive disappointment, but the top two is not out of the question. It's a long shot, but not out of the question. Goal difference, probably got to make a lot of goals up. I mean, you've got 22 plus 22 for Ipswich, plus 17 for Middlesbrough, and away at the top is Coventry on a plus 33. We're not going to chase down those kinds of numbers, I think. So winning is probably more important, really, than the 3 points, more important than the goal difference.
Yeah, exactly that.
Looking at that number.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth there, and this kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier on, where it's like just worry about winning games and pulling away from fifth and sixth now. That's what I would really focus on. If I was Alex Neil, like there's a saying in football, I coach little football teams as well, and you hear it, sort of like putting a performance in and result sorts itself out. I think you can sort of twist that slightly to sort the result out, and your league position will sort itself out. And I know that sounds blatantly obvious, but sometimes it is. If you keep winning, there's nothing you can do but keep climbing the table and just go from there. Like I said, it was me that said it earlier on in the season. We've got to start winning games 3-4-0 and all that kind of thing to get that goal difference up. I think Alex Neil clearly listens to the show and me. Because we had
was it us that was berating about getting ahead of ourselves? Maybe you're right.
That's what it was. But no, you think we had the 4-0 home win against Charlton, all jokes aside, it could have been more. They were poor that day. We've had a 3-0 midweek against Birmingham, so that's 2 games. We've got 7 goals back already. We're going away, we're winning. And that's the thing as well. And again, it sounds really, really obvious, but when I say results and everything sorts itself out, when you win, you automatically are in positive goal difference for that game, and it slowly adds up. So
it's building up. I mean, we're certainly now not quite on a par with Hull City. They've got a +7 goal difference. Wrexham +8, and Southampton in 7th with 50 points, +9. So we're not that disgraced. I mean, that was a point of amusement, I think, for the second tier that you mentioned earlier on podcasts, going on about our minus goal difference, and we're overachieving.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing for me. What would have been proper Millwall, or proper Wall as we like to call it, would have been to win the playoffs, go into the Premier League with a minus goal difference, to put our fingers up to everyone. Wouldn't that have been hilarious? That'd have been the way to do it, isn't it? How have we got promoted with minus 15? But
oh dear, the P word. Let's one game at a time. I think that's the lesson I've learned recently. Certainly, as a reaction from Saturday, you couldn't have asked for any more last night. It was a magnificent evening to be at the Den in full chaos mode. Let's put it that way, listeners. And then nice to catch up with Merv in the Surrey Docks Tavern afterwards in the Weatherspoons. So a good evening all round, Michael. And off to Preston on Saturday. That's going to be a difficult game away at Preston.
I think the thing is as well, was I was talking to someone the other day. I think it was my eldest. I was talking to him. I think there's a bit of me as a Millwall fan that obviously, we've said it before. We want to go up. We want to be in the Premier League. I've always famously said on this podcast, and even away from this podcast, and people who are a bit younger than me, or that sort of Premier League mould fan, go up for a year, cause chaos, and go back down. Stay up long enough to wreck the place, but don't ruin your identity. You've got some fans who don't want to go up altogether. They're happy being a Championship team. They don't like Premier League football and all that stuff, and that's questionable. But again, if that's what you want to be, that's what you want to be. And then you've got the younger generation who want to see Millwall play Man United and Arsenal, and Tottenham, and all these.
And the Arsenals, and
and you get it. But my only concern is that I think this we've done well this year. I'm not taking away the fact that we've done well, but I just think that Coventry, Middlesbrough, and other, be it us, be it Wrexham, Ipswich, we're not going to last 5 minutes up there. And no, I don't
Well,
think
no,
any of the three
no.
will. And I think the only thing I'd say as a forewarning is if we do go up, just enjoy being up there because we're going to get ratted every week.
I think you've got to regard it as a money-making
Yeah,
exercise to hopefully keep the wage bill within reason. Take the take the money. The Berylson family will be able to be recompensed for what they've done for us since
yeah,
2006, 7, and I don't think anyone should begrudge them that. I think actually, as much as there is a younger cohort that admire the Premier League and all that comes with it, I think for the most part, what I call mainstream Mill supporters understand that entirely. I think that the experience of travelling to the likes of Anfield, the Hill Dickinson Stadium in Everton, Manchester, all that's going to be what it's all about, and we'll get whatever football we get up there.
yeah.
But yeah, there's no other game in town other than promotion. I go around in circles, Michael. I mean, I've mentioned the French posse in front of me last night, and irrationally, and it's totally irrational. And I was just saying this to my wife downstairs, who actually feigned interest for in my need for identity and the fact that I regard Block One and our club, our Millwall, as ours. And there's all the personalities that come with it, but they're fundamentally us. And then when you start getting people coming in from the outside, it's wrong, and I understand the illogicality of it. But you feel defensive over your Block One bird shit corner, and that's only going to get magnified in the Premier League. So we might as well get used to it. But the kind of global interest in the Premier League is something I don't think we're quite psychologically cut out for at the club.
No,
It's going to be an education.
And do you know what? I don't even think, like obviously, like I stood down from the MSC this year. Quite frankly, I had too much on.
Yeah.
But it's like infrastructure wise, do we have enough? I remember years ago, and this is no knock on anyone behind the scenes at Mill whatsoever. So do not take this way. But it's like the car park ain't big enough, the press box ain't big enough, the hospitality
No,
ain't
the
enough.
media would have to be
There's
upgraded
so much
immediately.
you've got. I don't, and that's what I think. I famously say it as well about if you look at Bournemouth, for example. You went to the old Dean Court when they was in Championship League One. I went when they was in League One, and I'm not sure if I've said it on this show before, but a few years back, I'm everyone who knows me knows I run marathons and stuff like that. I did like a marathon in Bournemouth in 2016, 2017. A good few years that they'd been in the Premier League or had gone up and down and yo-yo backwards
At that
and
level.
forwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a completely different Dean Court to the one that I visited when we was in League One.
Totally.
And like you'll get people go, oh, structurally it's still the same, the same size stands and all that, but like the way the car park's designed there and the club shops laid out and all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we're miles away. Like we are miles away from what you need to be. I mean, like again, this
We're
is
forever playing Northampton in League One.
yeah, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole because you never stop, and I sound like I'm slagging people off and all kind of, and I'm not. I'm really, really not. Before anyone jumps down my throat and all this, but it's like you had a section of the fan base who didn't want their season ticket on their mobile phones. A couple of years ago, it was a cashless stadium. You are entitled to your opinion. If that's not what you want, then that's absolutely fine. But ultimately, that's what the elite do because.
Dragged kicking and screaming at 2026, Michael, aren't we?
And I just think if the club, not the fan base, but I think if the club realistically want to go up and stay in the Premier League, then we need to go with some times. Let's just say that. But that's why I'm saying, dear listener, if we do go up, just enjoy the year we're going to have up there. Because if you look at Burnley, they lost twice last year. They've lost about 20 already. And they were one of the best teams in the Championship last year by an absolute mile.
You look at the experience of teams like Wolves, which, they're a big club fan base wise, but struggling. So, we have to be realistic, but one step at a time. Let's get there before we start worrying about coming back down again. Premier League.
What's going to happen? We'll miss out and get relegated next year to League One.
People tune into my show for a misery fest. That's what we're going to lay on miserability for you, dear listeners. But great night. That's Millwall for me last night, and long may it remain so. Michael, I want to say a big thank you. You've taken time out your working day to be with me,
No
and
problem,
I really appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Michael Avery, dear listeners.
Achtung, Millwall.
Who do you want to watch?